Hi everyone, how are we all doing? Everyone okay? Nobody can be like that today. Definitely not like that. It's the Easter holidays, and today I'm going to talk to you about Easter eggs. Oh, I've been looking for them in our house, so I hope one of the kids don't come in or I might get in trouble. If you like Easter eggs, rub your tummy. There's not many of you like Easter eggs by the looks of things. Let me have another look. Are we rubbing our tummies? Of course we are. Everybody likes Easter eggs, all the teachers too. What is it we like about them? Is it the chocolate? Is it maybe the toy inside them? Oh, is it the how many you get? Is the character on the box? Oh, they all look so shiny and good and nice and tempting. Hopefully you'll all be surprised with some Easter eggs this Easter. Does anyone want to guess how many Easter eggs get sold in Britain at Easter? Have a guess. More than that? More than that? Can you believe it? 80 million. 80 million eggs get sold. That's more eggs than there is people in the whole of Britain. That's pretty excessive, I would say. Some of you might say it's quite extraordinary. Yeah, sorry, there's plenty more of those to come. So, how many of you are excited? See what I did there? Excited. How many of you are excited about getting an Easter egg? Though it's quite surprising we give Easter eggs at all because they weren't mentioned at the Last Supper. Although, if you do go to the Jewish festival of Passover, you might see eggs in the Seder plate. There's a thought. So why do you reckon you get an egg on Easter Sunday? Could be lots of reasons, couldn't there? Jesus died and rose again at Easter, and people believe that the egg symbolises new life. It could be because the egg's hollow and a bit like the empty tomb, and then the shape of the egg's stone that rolled away from the tomb as well. And some people think it's got to do with Pancake Day. Why would you think it's got to do with Pancake Day? Because Pancake Day is at the start of Lent, when Christians used up all their eggs and fatty foods and stuff, and then they wouldn't eat eggs and rich foods and red meat again until Easter. So you start with eggs and finish with eggs. Bit funny, isn't it? Eggs on the Pancake Tuesday, eggs at Easter. A bit like bookends. Don't ever fancy eggs for bookends, so might get a bit messy. We do these things to prepare ourselves for Easter and to be like the disciples who followed Jesus. When you think about it though, the disciples had a week full of shocks and surprises. Quite a lot to get their heads round. Let's see if we can get our heads round about it.
So what did happen in Holy Week? Hold on to your hats, guys, and listen very carefully, because it's a real whirlwind. No wonder the followers of Jesus didn't know if they were coming or going. So on Sunday, on Palm Sunday, Jesus rides into Jerusalem on a donkey. Everyone was so excited, and the crowds were on the street shouting, "Hosanna, Hosanna, long live the King." Only a couple of days later, those very same people would be crying out for Jesus to be killed. Everyone was excited except Jesus, because he knew that this week was the beginning of the end for him. So he had a Last Supper, a very special meal with all his friends. They broke bread and they drank wine, and Jesus said, "In the future, when you do this, remember me." And then he was let down really badly by one of his very best friends. Judas betrayed Jesus, and the Romans took him away for a mocked, made-up trial. Because Jesus hadn't done anything wrong, had he? He was beaten up and bullied, and eventually he was killed by being nailed onto the large piece of wood that we call the cross. 3 days later, though, on Easter Sunday, Jesus came back to life again. What? What? He was alive again? It's not every day that somebody comes back to life. This was a huge claim to make. We're going to take a look at why Christians believe this story's true. We're not looking at proof. It's more like a court case where the judge has to listen to the evidence or the clues and decide what they thought happened. We can hear the clues and see what we think. Clue number 1. Where's the body? The body was missing, so where did it go? Some people say that maybe one of the soldiers guarding the tomb took it, but they would have been in big trouble for losing a body. If a Roman soldier guarding a prisoner and that prisoner escaped, then that soldier would get the same punishment that the prisoner had had. So I don't think one of them would have taken the body. So where did it go? Clue number 2. The disciples changed completely. After Jesus was killed, they were really, really scared and locked themselves in a way. They were terrified. But then, just a few short weeks later, they were out in the street shouting about Jesus being alive. Lots of them were even put in prison or killed for saying that. So if they hadn't really seen him, and if they hadn't taken the body, why would they go from being so scared to being really brave? It's not proof, but it is a clue. Clue number 3. The Bible doesn't just talk about 1 or 2 people seeing Jesus alive, but over 500 people seeing him. Now, if it was just 1 or 2 people, maybe you wouldn't believe it. But when over 500 people say they saw something, surely they can't all be lying. Clue number 4. People are still changing. This happened over 2,000 years ago, but people today still change and they say it's because of Jesus. It's not proof for the Easter miracle, but it is another clue. None of these are proof. However, as a Christian, I believe that they all show that Jesus came back to life. And over the years, a lot of people have tried to disprove Jesus' resurrection. But up till now, nobody has ever managed to do that. And in fact, a lot of those people now believe in it themselves. Jesus' death on the cross and the resurrection is quite a tricky one to get our head round. So let me try and explain. Can you see what this is? That's right, it's a tea bag. And the first thing we notice about the tea bag is it's got a label on it. Jesus was given lots of labels, lots of different names. They even wrote Jesus, King of the Jews, and stuck a sign above his head on the cross to mock him. That's the first thing in our tea bag. The next thing we have is the string. The string reminds us of the whip that was used to hurt Jesus and to punish him and to whip his back as he was carrying his cross. The next thing we have is the staple. The staple reminds us of the nails that were driven into Jesus' hands and feet that nailed him to the cross. And the holes that are left remind us of the holes that were pierced in his hands and his feet and in Jesus' side. And the next thing we do, the bag itself, which represents Jesus. This light is going to represent the sunrise, because on the Sunday morning, as the sun rose and lit the land, Jesus rose again. Pretty amazing, eh? And the most amazing thing is that power is inside all of us. And it shows us that there is no problem that we can't overcome in life, that can't lift us up. Like Jesus, our road's not going to be easy. There'll be good times, there'll be not so good times. There'll be decisions to be made, friends to be lost, friends to be found. But we all have power inside us to make good choices, to make good friends, to make good decisions. And that is what Easter is all about an act of pure, selfless love that we were shown, that shows us that there is no problem too big that we can't rise above it. That is pretty amazing. At the end of the day, the message of Easter is quite simple. You might share this Christian belief, you might have a different belief, maybe you don't have any belief at all, but there is something for all of us in the Easter story. And I don't know the real answer, maybe you do. I do know that Easter eggs look and taste really, really good. And when I see them, I know it's time to celebrate Jesus. When I look at an Easter egg, it just shows me the Christian message of Easter, about how God showed his love and power through Jesus. So next time you're fortunate enough to get an Easter egg, take a wee minute to think about what it means to you. Is it the chocolate and the wrapping? Or is there a bigger message there for you too? That's it. I hope you all have the most wonderful, wonderful Easter. Have a nice break. Everybody's ready for it. And all you teachers, take some time to yourselves because you really deserve it. And I hope you all get plenty of these. And if you've got too many, my door's always open. Have a great Easter, everyone. Look after yourselves and look after each other. And hopefully, I'll get to see you all again really, really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.